Hello everyone, Jamie Arut here from Training for Survival and Alpha Krav Maga. So today we're going to discuss why Krav Maga complements firearm training so much. So Krav Maga was designed for the IDF Israeli military, right? It was made for them to be able to deal with violent attacks, whether they're armed or unarmed, or maybe they are walking down the street and there's a woman with a stroller, ends up being a suicide bomber or someone that pulls out a machete, and being able to neutralize that as quickly as possible with their hands and then access their firearm. So Krav Maga is an excellent complement to firearm training. Now there's many other martial arts that are out there, and I come from a traditional background. In the early 80s, I started with Kempo Karate and trained through Taekwondo and Jiu-Jitsu and Muay Thai, kickboxing, and on and on throughout the years. But I've exclusively focused on Krav Maga training for almost the past 20 years. And the reason why I liked Krav Maga and decided to focus on that was it was straight to the point, neutralize the threat and move on. There wasn't any fancy moves. It was all about being as aggressive as possible, neutralizing the threat, and going home safe to your family. So I highly recommend that if you have access to a good qualified Krav Maga training center, to check them out if you're a pistol permit holder or you're in a state with constitutional carry. So let's also talk about qualified training centers. You want to make sure that you research your Krav Maga facilities. You might find a few Krav Maga facilities that are part of a traditional type of school, and they might be very well qualified, or you might find some Krav Maga facilities that are not so qualified. And the way you're going to check that out is look at the heritage. Look who the person that started that organization is in the United States and check their qualifications. A lot of these other Krav Maga facilities that you're finding out popping up around the United States, I find to be a little bit more of a CrossFit workout with a little bit of self-defense mixed in, rather than focusing on 100% self-defense. So I own a couple of training centers here in the United States on the East Coast. We're part of the Alpha Krav Maga Association, and Alpha is known as being the most aggressive and most technical Krav Maga associations here in the United States. And there's a few others as well, but you want to do your research, and you want to make sure that you're training at a facility that has that qualification. How long has the facility been in business? Where have they trained prior? And if you're a member of law enforcement, member of the military, go in and check out the facility, and you can usually tell pretty quickly how qualified that instructor is. Some things that you want to look for when you're deciding to choose a Krav Maga facility is when you ask them a question, they should be able to break down exactly what they are explaining to you and why it's done that way, rather than giving you an answer of, I don't know, or that's how I was trained, or that's what they told me to do. Or if you're hearing an instructor that maybe has just gotten certified, hasn't been training for very long, and they said, this is the way I like to do it, shouldn't be a reply that you hear. You want to make sure it's consistent with the heritage in Israel, and you want to make sure that it is true to form, so that when you, God forbid, have to use these techniques in the street, you're going to make sure that you're doing them properly and surviving the fight of your life. So make sure when you go into a facility that you have a good rapport with the instructor, that you feel confident that you're getting the best training, and that you are getting exactly what you want out of the program. The other thing I want to caution you on is just purchasing by price point only. So I have a lot of students that will make their way over to my training center from other facilities and saying, oh, well, your price was a little bit higher than this other facility. I decided to go there first, and maybe they trained there for a year and a half, 2 years, and then the facility either went out of business, or the instructors left, or they just decided to move on because they didn't feel like they were excelling through the program. Or I've even had some law enforcement officers and civilians come to my facility and say, hey, I tried using the technique. Something happened in the street. I was trying to get a suspect under control. I'm in law enforcement, and it didn't work. And they come to us for the solutions. So don't just choose a facility based on price point alone. Remember, you're taking these classes for self-defense. You're taking these classes to defend yourself and your family. You want to make sure that you're going to the right facility. It's kind of like if you decided that you want to become a doctor, or you wanted to become an attorney, or a really qualified type of profession, and you decided, well, I can go get an Ivy League education as a doctor, or or I could go to the community college or the YMCA because they're offering a doctor program there. You want to go to the highest level that you can find, making sure you're getting a premium education so that you can provide that, prove that education to yourself and to your family if you ever have to use it, right? So remember the reason why you're looking at a Krav Maga facility. You know, sometimes I get calls of people that come into the Krav Maga facility and I'll say, hey, what are you interested in training? What brought you in here? And their answer might be fitness. And my reply is, okay, well, if you're looking for a fitness program, there's a lot of facilities that you can get a really good workout and get in shape. If you're paying the tuition to come to train at my facility, you're coming to train because you want to train underneath the roof of someone that's internationally recognized, that has a high level of capability, and that can give you the right information to be able to save your life and your family's life. So again, I encourage you, don't just base your decision on price point only. Don't just base your decision on I'm looking to just get in shape. If you're deciding that you're going to go the route of self-defense training, go to a qualified facility. Make sure you feel really comfortable inside that facility. Look at the other members of that facility and make sure that it's people that you're going to want to train with, because that's going to be a motivating factor for you to put on your workout clothes and go to that facility and train. If there's a good community inside that training center and there are people that are in the same mindset as you of why you're coming to train, that's going to be a pro. If you go inside of a facility and you have a lot of maybe younger clientele, and they are talking about going out and partying on the weekend, and they're not consistent with their training, and you might be looking for something a little bit more than that, then that might be a sign that you need to move on to some other facility. Now, there aren't Krav Maga facilities or very qualified Krav Maga facilities all over the country. There are a lot of places where you won't be able to find a good qualified facility. So you have two options. One is you can look at a different type of martial art to train in, and you can message me or put them in the comments below of, hey, I'm training in such and such. I'm interested in Krav Maga. There isn't a facility next to me. Can you help me out? And we'll reply back with some options for you. If you are training in a martial art, put them in the comments below. I'd be interested in knowing what you're training and your experience with that. Or if you're training in a Krav Maga facility, tell me how that training is going for you. We offer also an online option. So you could do live online classes with us. We also offer private training with our instructors as well. So you would have access to us in a video type of format online wherever you are located around the globe, and be able to do a one-on-one private training session with one of our instructors. So we offer a variety of options. If you're interested in any of those, you can contact us directly through our website, t4survival.com. If you have any questions about today's segment, please put them in the comments below or go to our website, start a chat with myself or one of my instructors. Remember, T for Survival stands for Training for Surviving the Fight of Your Life. We offer Krav Maga training, self-defense planning, execution, and strategies, and we also provide firearm training as well with a multitude of events that are planned throughout the year. So if you're interested in any of those, please go to our website or message us. Remember, T for Survival, Training for Surviving the Fight of Your Life. My name is Jamie Arut, and I'll see you soon.